What's good, everybody? It is Thursday, March 24, 2022. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not even close. Today, a tip of the cap to my man Tyreek Hill. While the rest of Chiefs Kingdom is going, how can we trade him? I prefer to say thank you for all of these years of service and a Super Bowl championship, first one in my adult lifetime. But everything moves on. We pivot. We evolve. That's why we're here. Let's bring in – no, wait a second. Let's look at what we did yesterday. Transparency is everything to us. Not a great day, but amongst those X's, Johnny Bowman literally lost his mind. If you saw how LSU lost that game last night, it was the craziest thing you've ever seen. Almost the odds were against it happening, and we still lost that game. So, tough day, but we do hit the two-piece, plus 170, which brings us right back closer to even, which is the way we like it. Now, let's bring in the stars of the show. Because, gentlemen, it feels like the last 3 days have lasted forever. But we're back. The Sweet 16. Starting first, we're glad to have him today. He is one Micah Roberts. Micah, welcome back to the Early Edge, sir.
Thank you. Happy Sweet 16 to everybody. Good luck in the games. I'm pretty pumped for today's slate.
And we're pumped to have you on the show today. Now, also pumped. Sometimes we don't always know it because he's very stoic. He's serious. He's our guy. Jay Smooth, live from New York City. What's up, man?
I'll be a little energetic today for you, Coach. I am hyped for the Sweet 16. We are here. We are ready. We have great games. All 4 of the games today are a treat. Super excited. Been betting CBI, so I'm ready for some of these good teams to come back and give us a show.
Me too. The damn Middle Tennessee State. You could come through one more time. One more time. Now, Mikey, finally, I looked all over social media yesterday. Couldn't find anybody that said maybe this is a good play for the Chiefs. But you did. That's why I retweeted you, because 5 players for 1, I'll take that. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Yeah, I definitely think it's a good deal for the Chiefs. I'll cover that in a minute in the storylines, but fired up for the Sweet 16. Love some of these matchups today.
All right. I saw your tweet earlier this morning, too. I can't wait for you to comment on that as well. All right, Maestro, has the last 3 days not felt like an eternity waiting for the Sweet 16 to get here?
Personally, I've enjoyed the week a lot in these other tournaments, but the one thing I'm really enjoying is playing Max Gorenstein's same game parlays. If you have not been doing this, the kid is up 88 units the last 5 days on these parlays. Kyrie 40 plus and Kyrie to hit at least 5 3-pointers came through over 20-1 last night. He's posting these every day. He's hit 5 of them in the last 5 or 6 days. So I would recommend everyone check that out. Those are going to be on the site for the NBA playoffs. Right now, he's giving them away for free on Twitter. But once we get to the NBA playoffs, those are going to be articles on the SportsLine site.
So you're saying that people have to be a member in the next 3 weeks in order to get that moving forward. That's what you're saying, right?
That's what I'm implying. Correct.
Thank you. Thank you. We can only lead you to the water, everybody. We can't let you drink. We can't make you drink. We can't help you drink. You got to drink yourself. All right, let's get into storylines that could affect the betting lines today. And I got to tell you that when you get to the Sweet 16, it's all about who is playing, who is not playing. Maestro, start us off.
Yeah, 3 big injury updates. Devontae Jones, the point guard for Michigan, practiced Tuesday and Wednesday, had the concussion, only played 12 minutes in the first half, didn't come out, didn't feel right in the second half against Tennessee. Looks like he'll play, but Frankie Collins, the freshman, has done well in his absence. Looks like he'll be a go. Jaime Jaquez, basically, if he can walk, he will be out there tomorrow night for UCLA. They've got some other guys, Clark and Watson, but nobody like Jaquez. He did not practice, but there was video that showed him walking without a limp, and people got all excited about that. I mean, the guy's a gamer. He'll be out there. The other guy, Krisa for Arizona, the point guard, only shot 1 of 10, played 27 minutes on the bad ankle, but he did take a charge right when he got in the game. He's an emotional guy. They need him, but I'm worried about his ankle against the Houston pressure. This is, if he is not able to, handle that pressure, not being 100% could be trouble for Arizona.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that too, because I have Arizona as my national champions. So I need them to play well tonight. And I need them to get through that injury as well. Great update by the Maestro. Now, we had a lot of different storylines come through the first weekend that we expected, some that we did not expect. But what should we expect for weekend number 2? Jay Smooth, coming to you.
Yeah, Coach, it's actually a little different than I thought it was going to be, and I'll tell you why. We saw a lot of talk about all those favorites covering in those first games, something like the first 11 or so, including the first 4, but things really, really evened out. Like over the first 4 days, the favorites 22 and 26, so underdogs did a little bit better, and then totals 25 and 23. So even though it might have felt like there was a strong shift one way or another, the days really balanced themselves out. So if you see a huge day of like favorites covering today, I wouldn't be shocked if it rounds out a little closer to an even score for the weekend. So look for things to be very, very even amongst teams. There's no real reason to say, oh, I only want favorites or I only want underdogs. Pick your spots and choose your battles rather than sweeping the board on one side.
All right, very, very good. It's not just about the dogs barking all the time. It's about really looking at the individual matchups and where the number falls. All right, we'll get back to college basketball in a second, but we want to pivot because this may have been the craziest offseason that we've seen in the NFL because of big names. Micah, what do you got?
Yeah, it's all the quarterbacks. Obviously, Brady's back. The odds shifted from 60 down to 10-1. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, they're 14-1 to win the Super Bowl. Wentz is in Washington. You've got Ryan and the Colts. But the craziest thing was the trade. Devontae Adams kind of surprised me to the Raiders. But the cheetah, Tyreek Hill, trading the best wide receiver, the most dangerous wide receiver in the NFL, trading him, getting a lot back in return. But the effects of the odds really kind of shook me because the Dolphins went from 80-1 to 40-1. They've had a good offseason, adding some nice parts of running back, line, and receiver. And then the Chiefs from 8-1 favorites to 9-1. That's a pretty big impact for a wide receiver to have overall on that. Now, AFC West just tightened up. I mean, Denver Broncos, maybe they can finally beat the Chiefs, right? They got Russell Wilson. They've got Gregory and the Chiefs. The Chiefs plus 175 to win the AFC West. The Chargers plus 225. The Broncos plus 240. And the Raiders at 8-1 to win the AFC West.
I would tell people that the Patriots did it the way that I think teams are going to do it moving forward. They just interchanged their wide receivers and got really good ones. But just because you trade the best guy doesn't mean that your team is horrible when you look a little closer. Mikey, what do you got?
Yeah, I personally like this move a lot for Kansas City, just because, number one, they weren't going to get to that number that he was requiring. But now it opens up a ton. The Chiefs, how many consecutive AFC championship games that they've been to, still got Mahomes locked up long-term in the prime. They now have the most salary cap space in the entire league. We have $28.6 million on the cap room and 12 draft picks in this year's upcoming draft. Not mentioning the 5 picks that were included in that trade deal, but now we have 12 picks in this upcoming draft and the combination of cap space. I think one thing people really misunderstand is that the goal isn't necessarily to go replace Tyreek Hill instantly, but potentially upgrade other parts of the team as well. And I just think this is an absolute smash deal for Kansas City. I think they're in a really, really, really good spot. It's going to be interesting to see what they do through the draft and through other trades, whether it be preseason or in season. But I fully expect them to find a way to use the cap and acquire some picks here in the draft. I expect them to trade up in the draft, have multiple picks in the top 20.
Mikey, people forget that most of the weapons that Patrick Mahomes has, including Patrick Mahomes, was drafted. They did it through the draft. The GM is so important. There is no wide receiver. I don't care who it is. There's no wide receiver worth $30 million a year. And I love Tyreek Hill. Me and Mikey are diehard Chiefs fans. There's no receiver worth this, and they're going to regret it because some parts of their other team are going to suffer. That's just the way it goes. I love this play. I'll miss him until week 1, and then we'll be good. All right, let's get into our plays for the day because we got very, very busy. By the way, if you're not a SportsLine member, as the Meister already said, come on, what are you doing? We can't give you everything. $10 a month? Come on. You spend more than that on Starbucks every single day. Today, we've got one play from the site. We're going back to the pitch. Yes, there's an international soccer break. You've all missed buckets and Martin W. Green, our guru. But today we do have a pick from Martin W. Green. We're going to go United States plus a half goal, minus 130 in World Cup qualifying tonight against Mexico. As Martin says, this game This stadium, it's going to be rocking. Now, you remember the Gold Cup final? United States, they were not intimidated at all. They will not be intimidated tonight. It's a late start, 10 p.m. Eastern time. So get your 3 screens, get your 2 basketball games, and then throw up the World Cup qualifying, and you're good to go. All right, I think that's it from SportsLine today.
Whoa, Coach, you talk about 10 p.m. starts. How about around a 10 a.m. start for you, specifically 10:42 a.m. at the WGC match play?
Jeweler. Normally, I don't like it when you ruin when AB ruins my flow, but I'm all ears. What are you talking about?
Let me hit you with this, Coach. Lucas Herbert, the Australian, plus 165 over Xander Schauffele. I think we got a lively dog here on the golf course. Like I said, this match starts at 10:42 a.m. Eastern, so go ahead and get that in now. If you watched Xander yesterday, he won his match against Takumi Kanaya, but if you listen to his post-round interview, it sounded more like Takumi lost it than Xander won it. Lucas Herbert also won his match, and I like the fact that he's coming in with some confidence. He beat a wounded Tony Finau, so I'm going to take the plus 165 dog in Lucas Herbert.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this cat because he plays full-time on the European Tour. He's a really, really good player, and in this event, we see it every single year. There's always one player, right, Jeweler? There's always one. Last year was Victor Perez that shocks the world and makes it through, and we didn't expect.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
I think so. He's won some big events. One more recently on the PGA Tour than Xander Schauffele. Don't say that aloud, but it's true. So
how about that,
Lucas Herbert?
JT. All right, and that starts in 29 minutes from right now. So get that play in, Jeweler. Thank you very much. Now. You know, I've been waiting all week to do this. It's one of my favorite things to do on the show since day one. Let's get to our board. M squared. You know the drill, son. Micah, this for you, big boy.
Oh,
Give it to me.
For me.
Hey,
No,
I'm glad that Jeweler gave you guys a live dog, because you know who isn't a live dog today? Arkansas.
Who?
They are not a live dog today. I love Gonzaga in this spot. We talked about it on the mega preview, 8.5. Didn't get any buying. Market's moving the number a lot closer to where the sims are. We make this one closer to 11 in the simulations. Arkansas, they rely way too much on getting to the free throw line. Not a problem against certain teams. I don't expect them to have success getting to the free throw line against Gonzaga. They've shot 50 free throws in their first 2 games, and they've made a ton of them. They're relying on that. It's not going to work. They get to play with pace again. The problem is Gonzaga plays with more pace than them, and Gonzaga is better at them than doing it. They have a pretty big size advantage across the board as well. Give me Gonzaga in a somewhat of a blowout win, double digits for sure. I'm playing a quarter unit on 9.5, and then I'm sniping live lines all throughout this game, looking for anything under 2 full possessions for the full unit play.
And if you want some more education, as we always say on the show, into live betting, of course, tune in tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern time for our Sweet 16 Thursday night mega preview, 6 p.m. to about 7 p.m. as we lead up to those games. By the way, Mikey gave out a winner on Twitter yesterday. My man Cameron Young over Patrick Reed. You never know when my guys are going to be giving out picks. Follow them on the Twitter. Now, so we've got Gonzaga. And on the full recap page, we'll have all the picks that we've had from all the weeks. If you want more in-depth analysis, we've got our mega preview that we taped on Tuesday. That's in your feed right now. If you want a little bit more analysis. But Jay Smooth, I want you to give me something today fresh. Give me something fresh today. What do you got?
I got you, Coach. All right. Well, first of all, I do love Gonzaga. I'm with Mike on that play. I'm not going to go into it too much because he hit the nail on the head with my reasoning too. They're going to have some problems. But I'm also going to go with Nova -5 over Michigan. I love laying the 5 here. Nova is my favorite to win the championship. Been watching all these games. This team looks so composed. They have the guard play. They have the shooting. They have the defense to get this done. They're willing to slow games down, make every possession count. Michigan's going to literally need to hit almost every every single three-pointer to have a chance to beat this team. If not, I see Villanova running away with it. -5 is a little bit too low for me. Then my next play is going to be on the last game of the day. I'm going to go with Houston +1.5, +2. I don't really care where you got it. I have them winning the game. I think they're going to win on the floor, and that they're going to knock off this Arizona team. This is going to be a great game. I'm so excited for this one because this is some of the best athletes in the tournament. Seeing how these defensive teams with the guys who can go out and throw down these sick dunks, great transition offenses. I think the matchup is just a little bit too tight to get +2 or +1.5. I'm going with the dog. I like Houston to advance. You can take the money line too. But yeah, ATS is how I do it. Let's go with that one.
All right. Great job. Great take. Great delivery. I like it. By the way, I think there's some confusion going on in the chat on the golf play that we just gave out. There's +165. That's without the tie. And then +200 with the tie. We're going without the tie. All right. Got it? +165. Tie equals a push. Got it? Got it. Okay. Now, it's always nice when one of my elite cappers can be backed up by another one of my elite cappers. Micah Roberts, the floor is yours.
Hey, Coach, I'm sorry about your bracket. No disrespect meant, but I got Arizona losing tonight.
That's okay.
+1.5 with Houston here, and it's been a great year. First season, Tommy Lloyd, amazing job, 33-3. I mean, the metrics, everything, they are loaded. But there's a machine that we have, but there's also a machine in Houston, and it's their defense. And it just, every game is the same with these guys. They just work it. So last season, they go to the national championship game, lose to Baylor, lead the nation in field goal percentage allowed, 37.8%. He loses all those players, were four of them, four of the starters, comes back this season, loses his best player after 12 games. All these other guys stepped up. They have the number one defense again, and it's even better, 37.2% allowing on the year. It's a machine. And so this is their third straight year going to the Sweet 16. It doesn't matter really who's in there. They buy into the system. Three of the guys that are playing now are seniors. They've been there through all those Sweet 16s. They were at the championship game last year. They got a transfer from Santa Barbara, and they are just clicking right now. They've won and covered their last 5 games. They're 11-1 in their last 12 games, covering 10 of those. So I've got momentum here with them. And the big thing that I like with them is the loss that they had at the end of the regular season to Memphis. And it kind of refocused them. And you can see it. You can sense it. They're not letting somebody get on top of them like Memphis did on that game. I think it was like 20-5 before they even know it hit them. And they're attacking to start the game. But they're still, the thing that stays the same throughout is that defense. And so I got to give Kelvin Sampson a lot of credit for getting his guys to buy in. And that's what it is with college basketball. It's emotion, buying in, and believing in something. And that defense, when you see the results, number one on the chart year after year, that's something to be proud of and buy into. So, yes, defense, I'm going to go with Houston tonight.
Well, that's how we built the show, too, is loyalty, believing in something, believing in somebody, just like Houston does with Kelvin Sampson. Everybody knows. Anybody that knows me, I love Kelvin Sampson. He's one of my favorite coaches of all time for a lot of reasons. All right, so Houston, I love the fact that you and Jay Smooth are on Houston. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel better. I like to come out fighting. I like to come out swinging. All right. Now, you know when you get to this part of the show, it's very, very special to us here. Maestro, after listening to these little Jay Smooth and Micah, just throw my national champion out the door. Out the door. I know I can come to you as a rock chalk, diehard Kansas fan, and I know you're going to give me a pick that I like. Come on, give it to me. Let's go.
I'm going to give a pick that you're probably not going to like, but I'm going to address the elephant in the room in 1 minute. First, I want to talk about Providence as a dog, 8-1 against the number this season. The only time they didn't cover as a dog, they were getting 4 against Villanova. They lost by 5. This is a team that is great to back in the underdog role. Kansas is a very good team, but I don't think they're dominant. And Abaji and Brown, they combine for 34 points a game. Those guys are electric. But Providence has a couple of defenders in Minaya and Durham who can stay in front of them. They're great at denying penetration to the basket. I think this is a close game. I'm going to take 7.5 with Providence tomorrow. And then we've heard everyone get on Gonzaga and on Nova. I'm on the other side, as we know. I've had both those plays up for a while. I'm willing to show down Jay Smooth, Mike, whoever. I'll just point out one thing about the Michigan game. Villanova center is 6'8", and Eric Dixon. Hunter Dickinson has gone for 48 points on 16 of 23 shooting, with 17 boards and 5 blocks in the first 2 games. I think he's going to have another huge game tonight to at least keep Michigan in this to the wire.
Okay, so that is a big-time elephant. That's a double elephant in the room. So we got to handle some business here.
Yeah, but I mean, Mike is only putting a quarter unit. So, maybe the showdown should just be with Jay Smooth then, because it doesn't feel like Mike is really behind that play.
Oh my gosh, Mikey, your response, please.
I'm behind it. So I personally, I got it at 8.5 yesterday. And before that, obviously didn't get to be on the show on there. So that's why I'm playing it at a quarter unit, because I don't want people out there playing a bad number. I'd rather them play it in game. I'm happy to lay it at 9.5. But I want a double showdown, because Kansas is my favorite play of the entire round over Providence. So I love Kansas. I'm waiting on that one as well. Tomorrow you will be able to play it at 7, potentially 6.5. So that's why I didn't want to lock it in, but I'll give you the good number on both of them. I'll take 9.5 on Gonzaga, 7.5 on Kansas.
Let's go.
I need to hear something. I haven't heard anything yet. Boys, you got to say the line. What, Maestro? Mikey?
Are you in?
Oh, I'm in. Yeah, of course. Hit the music, jeweler.
Mike, I need you to move. Mike, I need you to move. Let's go. Now, we got a head bob for Mike.
And I need revenge for the Providence, South Dakota State one that Mikey took from me last weekend.
It's amazing how we could win 20 in a row. And it's that one. It's always that one that sticks.
So I've got 2 with Mike and 2 with Justin.
Yeah, we need to be live here on the air. 2 showdowns with Mike, Kansas 7.5, and then the Gonzaga game at 9.5. That's the number.
With Jay Smooth, we've got the Gonzaga and Michigan. Yeah.
All right. So you got 2 showdowns with each guy. You got.
I have 8.5 though.
So you have 8.5. So your number with him is 8. What if it lands on 9?
Whoa! I'm going with 9.5. That's the play.
Okay. I thought we played it. I thought we played it on the preview, but okay, that's fine. I'll take 9.5. I'll take it.
Was there a showdown on the preview show?
No, I wasn't on that.
Wasn't there.
Okay, so it's the number that we're talking today, unless you negotiate it.
It was Chip. Sorry, it was Chip who I took the 8.5 with. That's my bad.
How disrespectful! You thought Maestro was Chip.
No,
that's not so bad. When I think about it, now if you would have said, "Oh, it was AB," I would have understood that. I would have understood the disrespect.
That's pretty cool. If it lands on 9, Chip sends to you and you send to me.
I'll just have Chip pay you. I'll just have Chip send it to you, Larry.
That would be amazing. Micah, see what happens when the show gets off the rails. Sometimes you just don't even know how to get it back on. But right. I can tell you this. Grab your paper. Grab your pencils. Here is the recap. And it's this looks like an A-B recap. United States. What the hell is this? Then Herbert Shuffley? What? Boom! There we go. There's all of the plays right here. Oh, I knew there was something glorious on the second page. Look at all these beautiful picks. My man Chip from, again, the preview show. It's in your feed right now. We go in depth for 90 minutes. If you're bored at work today, just turn that on. Pull it up. Listen for 90 minutes. It'll get you through the workday. Arkansas, Tech, UCLA. Then Mikey's on Gonzaga, quarter unit at 9.5. Earlier in the week, it was at 8.5. You got to beat the number. Then how about a little money line parlay? Kansas, all they got to do is win. Villanova, all they got to do is win. Houston, plus 1.5 for Mikey. And then Jay Smooth, Gonzaga, Nova, Houston, and Miami over Iowa State. Maybe the game that nobody is talking about is Iowa State and Miami. And then the Maestro. He's on Arkansas, Michigan, Providence, and we got showdowns all over the board. I cannot wait. We've waited 3 long days, and I am here for it. So let's get it going. So we end the show for all of you who watch every single day. You know it. We're hyped. We're ready to go, and there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Micah, J Smooth, M Squared, the Maestro, and of course, the jeweler, our executive producer, puts it all together here at the brand. I am the coach. Tell all your friends you want to be included. You want to be valued. Want to learn a little bit? You want to join us at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight for a Sweet 16 preview? You can do all of that right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.